Okay, and I'm going to share a screen with you, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the key steps that you need to take in order to make a successful follow-up for your leads that are coming in from our Conklin marketing system co-op ad campaigns. And I tell people that what we've got here today is the most powerful lead capture system that we've ever had in the Conklin business by far, the Conklin marketing system. And I'll walk you through it. And for some of you, this is old hat, but for others, it might be new. And I want to give you the specific 6 steps that you ought to be doing to follow up your leads to really get some good results. And so to start with, we're going to go to how do you keep track of your prospects? I've had guys ask me this in the past, people that really wanted to build a successful Conklin organization, and they're saying to me, how do you keep track of your prospects? Well, quite frankly, if I would have answered honestly, I'd said very, very poorly. So I started asking people that really did a great job of it. Don Benson uses a card file and has for years, large format card file, and he reviews that every week and he follows up with his leads. And there's nobody I know better at following up leads, especially when it comes to phone follow-up than Don. A 3-ring binder, Kent McSpadden, one of our pros in the Conklin business in terms of people that can really follow up and close leads. Kent uses a 3-ring binder, a sheet on each of his key prospects. He reviews it every week and follows up with those folks. Some people use a spiral notebook. Some people use scraps of paper and sticky notes. That's probably more my style. A power line planner. Several years ago, we had a guy come in by the name of Dave Claybore, and he has a system that's a day planner that's all built around the network marketing business and how to follow up your leads and warm leads, cold leads, and so forth. And, there's something to be said for that. If you're a person that doesn't like computers or anything having to do with computers, this is still a really great system. I think it's a couple $100 for one of these, but it's a self-contained day planner. There's Conklin, or they have what they call CRM systems, which stands for contact or customer management relationship systems. The beauty of these are you can put them online on your smartphone. You can put them on the computer. Salesforce is a really, really popular one. I've investigated a dozen and never could find anything that I felt was simple enough that we could train our people on. And so Conklin's really never had, nor have I, had a system that we told everybody, this is what you should be using, until in the second quarter last year, the Conklin company introduced the most advanced system I know of and certainly the most advanced system we've ever had for 3 things: lead capture, easy follow-up, and conversion of those prospects. And of course, what that also means is it's an easy way to let people drop through the cracks. If they're not interested when you first talk to them and what we have to offer is not right, we've tried to pre-qualify them, and I'll talk you through exactly how we try to do that. But if they are not good for our business, you want to get them out of your system as fast as you can too. And so I describe the Conklin marketing system as an app-based lead collection and management tool. That's really all it is. In fact, people have asked me, will this generate leads for me? And I say, well, in and of itself, it won't. No more than if I gave you a fly rod outfit and I said, hey, you ought to go fishing sometime. If you don't get that thing in the water with some bait on it and put it in water where there are fish, you're never going to catch any fish with that thing. So it's a tool. That's all it is. If you haven't used it, and if you're not familiar with this and you haven't gone through the tutorial, the first thing you should do is log into the Conklin.com website, and you log in as a distributor with your distributor number and a password that you create. And then on the opening screen, if you scroll down, you'll see this kind of a screen. And if you click on Business Tools, the next thing you'll see is something that looks like this. It'll say, click the webinar tutorial for the basics. And so if you go down underneath the system, you can click on the Conklin marketing system. You can actually sign up right there if you want to for it, a 2-week free trial. After that, it's $29.95 a month. But if you click on the webinar tutorial, that's the original introductory webinar that was held to explain the system and what it is and how it works. We have additional Zoom recordings and little clips on tips on how to use the system at family21leadgen.com. That's only available to Family 21 members. So use that, and I'll mention that again at the end but if you haven't been there, that's our YouTube channel where we store these kind of videos. And this one will be up there when we get through this evening as well. So classified advertising has worked in the past. In fact, if you've read the Conklin solution, I go through in very, very detailed explanation of how I've used classified advertising. Well, we thought that the first thing we should do is we should set up a co-op ad campaign through the Conklin marketing system. We started this last October, and we were just going to do whatever we had to do to figure it out. And so what we did is we started running classified ads in 30 farm publications promoting Fast Track Distributors Wanted. In the past, this has generated as many as 2 leads per day. Guess what? October, November, December, January, we ran those ads in 30 publications. We received 2 leads. And so we really did not have good results. And I just say classified advertising doesn't work anymore. So we went looking for other things, and we ended up going into putting ads like this out there at Heartland Animal Health is one of my business pages. And in it, we put ads like this that say Heartland Animal Health is seeking livestock, equine, and canine professionals, represent our line of all natural products, et cetera, et cetera. And from this, we have started getting loads of leads. We then in December of last year started out on the Yield Champions business page. We started getting this this kind of an ad running, and it gives you an idea. When they go to Heartland, HHDAYS, yieldchampions.com, what they begin to see is an opportunity to learn more about the Conklin AgriVantage system, and then they can enter their name, email address, and phone number. And as soon as they do that, that lead gets kicked over to one of our individuals. We have then in February of this year, we started the same kind of program for our Conklin contractors to generate leads for those folks as well. And so that's basically what we did was have done those 3 co-ops. I've had people ask me, can I get onto those? And I say, we're really maxed out, and I'm maxed out until I get somebody hired that can just run these full time. But I wanted to tell you real quick that as of right now, we've brought in over 1,452 as of this morning. I haven't checked since then, but I know there's been a number of them come in since then. And so that's what we've got going so far. So I'm going to go through 6 quick steps that I would say are the keys to converting and making these leads into a productive part of your organization. Number 1 step is to respond to the new lead within an hour for sure. 15 minutes or less is even better. We find that the vast majority of people who respond to the Facebook ads have what I call ADHD, digitally induced ADHD. If you call them back several days after they gave you their name, email address, and phone number, they have no idea what you're talking about. They think you're creeping on them. So rapid follow-up is absolutely a key to making those into effective business. Number 2, you got to text them before you call them. You got to text them a message, something like this, directly from your app. And I would tell you this, people that are using the Conklin marketing system on their computer or laptop, you should not do that. You should do it from your app, from your iPhone, your smartphone, because it's by far the easiest way to do it. One of the programs that we have posted at family21leadgen.com explains exactly how to set up automated responses where you don't have to retype it every time. You just automatically create it and send it out every time. They can go out with videos as well. So that will tell you how you should be wording your thing, because if you're involved in more than one co-op, you see a new lead pop up, you may have a difficulty finding out, well, is this a fast track lead, a contractor lead, or is this an ag lead? So you have to go to your app and then click on that new lead, and it should tell you which co-op advertising campaign they've been enrolled in, because they'll be enrolled in an automated email response to them. And so what you need to do is make sure that you're responding originally. So that'll tell you how you should respond. For instance, here's a guy that I had actually had as a lead, Omar, and it'll automatically populate that text message with their first name. So I just had to create the email once, and then after that, I send it to to every fast track. This lead that I get will get this response. Thanks for contacting us through Heartland Animal Health. I'd like to call and visit with you about your interests and qualifications. Is this a good time? If not, when would be better? And then I give them my phone number, because they're going to see that phone number pop up on their phone. They're going to think it's another spam call like we all get every day, and they're not going to answer it unless I precede it with a message like this. So this third step then is, yeah, give them 5 minutes and call them. And a lot of times I'll find if I respond really quickly, I'll be very, very likely to get them. But if not, I'll get their voicemail. Now, if you get their voicemail, leave them a message, tell them who you are, say, follow up, say, I'm following up my text message I sent to you to talk to you about Fast Track, Yield Champions Ag products, whatever the response is. Then leave your number and ask them to call you back, but take that opportunity to introduce themselves. Then if you get that, I would turn right around and send them another text message and said, hey, I just left you a voicemail. If this isn't convenient time, tell me when is. I'd like to connect with you. Based on their response, don't be afraid to sort them out. We're going to have a never-ending stream of leads coming in. So don't be afraid. And that's one of the things that classified ads did for me many, many, many years ago, is it gave me all of a sudden a paradigm shift. I knew that there was no shortage of people to talk to. So, prior to that, I would say if I had a prospect and I might have followed up with him for months and months and months, and maybe it was just a dead horse that I was beating. And I would not want to let that guy go, because I would think, boy, if I let all my prospects go that really aren't responding, I'm unemployed. And so I didn't want to do that. You need to be willing to get them out of the system just as quick as you possibly can if they're not the right people. But I will tell you, 5 to 10 contacts is not uncommon in order to get a hold of these people. Step number 5 is based on their level of interest, help them get started using whatever option. Don't be married to the $13.99 or the $9.99, or, I've set up 7 new commercial purchasers. I've set up a couple of preferred customers. I've actually set up 2 new distributors. And folks, those of you that know me, yes, I like to organize and put programs like this together, but the reality of it is I'm not the follow-up expert or guru that Don Benson or Kent McSpadden or even Rich McPhillips is. I'm just not that good. But step number 6 is stay in touch with these new people. And this is one of the key things that we're doing. We've got this engine running. We're bringing in lots and lots of leads. We got to get really good at training our guys on how to follow them up. So that's the step that I'm really focused on tonight. The third step of that, though, is that we've got to do whatever we can to convert these people that we do sign up or do develop a relationship with, to get them into a productive mode. So we got to help them log into Conklin.com's website so they can see all the resources available to them there, either as a preferred customer, commercial purchaser, or distributor. We got to get them set up on Family 21 Facebook. We got to get them set up on Family 21 Nextcloud. We got to get them into the Family 21 Communicate email list. And we got to get them to training programs just as fast as we possibly can. And so the next steps are really in our court then. Build your new distributors into a productive member of your team by staying in constant contact with them, develop a relationship. My one and only $13.99 guy that I've signed up is from Texas. He's flying up to Nashville, and he and I will be together there. I'll be up there. That'll be the first time I've met him. We've talked many times on the phone, but he's already placed several $1,000s in orders, and the potential for him this spring is huge. At the national convention, you'll see a new copy of the Conklin Solution 4.0. It will have a lot of this information that I've shared with you tonight and a lot more. It'll all be geared to Family 21. So this is not a copy of the Conklin Solution that will replace 3.0 that Conklin handles. This will be strictly a limited edition. There'll be just a limited number of them available. They'll be a little more expensive because they're going to have some color pictures and stuff in them. But it is something that you'll have access to only at the national convention at the Family 21 rally. And when those copies that are down there are gone, they're gone. And so I just want you to know that that is going to be down there, and it's going to cover. What I've been told is that Family 21 is the only one that's really doing anything to generate leads with the Conklin marketing system. And so it seems kind of senseless for us to put out a new 4.0 for the entire company, because this is information that we have spent thousands. I figured up the other day, I think we've spent about $40,000. And in fact, the numbers are here in the book on our ads so far to generate these 1,450 leads as of this morning. So that's the program that I wanted to share with you tonight. And again, feel free to go to family21leadgen.com. That's where you'll find all of these Zoom recordings and videos that we've got that we've put together in place. And so I want to encourage you to utilize those as much as you possibly can.